Hi, my name is Pip. I'm one of the physios at Sydney Advanced Physiotherapy, and I thought what I would do today is talk a little bit about endometriosis and the pelvic floor. So endometriosis is thought to affect 1 in 10 women in Australia, but that number could actually be higher because getting a diagnosis can actually be quite a difficult thing to do. If you don't know what endometriosis is, the easiest way to understand it is to think of the cells that line your uterus and then think of those cells growing in other places. So most commonly they will grow in other areas in the pelvic cavity, but they can be found elsewhere in your body outside the pelvic cavity. So when your body releases the hormones that tells you to have a period as part of your menstrual cycle, all of these cells are affected. And what this means is that cumulatively over time, you can get scar tissue and adhesions forming in other areas of the body. So commonly around the ovaries, which affects fertility. You can also see it between the pelvic organs. So you can see the uterus be adhered onto the bowel. And what happens over time is that there is an increased level of irritation and inflammation as a result of this, and also increased tension. So a diagnosis of endometriosis is usually done via a laparoscopy, but you can have a high grade of clinical suspicion that somebody has endometriosis based on the overall clinical picture and their signs and symptoms. Now, it's important to understand that not everybody who has endometriosis presents with these symptoms or any symptoms at all. There can be a huge variation in these symptoms, from having no symptoms at all and they discover they have endometriosis when they're trying to get pregnant and struggling to do so, to those who have suffered with terrible period pain for years and years. So some signs and symptoms of endometriosis can include lower back pain, pelvic pain, irregular periods, heavy or prolonged periods, painful periods, anemia, gut issues, and high-tone pelvic floor or painful penetration, and that can be for sex or for pelvic exams. In areas of your body that are affected by endometriosis, it creates extra tension, and this can lead to things like nerve irritation because the nerve pathway is restricted by some adhesion or tension in the area, or because there's a baseline of irritation and inflammation in the area. This can then lead to pelvic floor spasm, which can affect your hip alignment, your pelvis, your lower back, or it can also impact your ability to participate in sex without being uncomfortable. Women's health physiotherapists help then relax those muscles, and they help relax and retrain the surrounding muscles and the pelvic floor. You can get non-optimal patterns of muscle activation and non-optimal tone in muscles as a result of pain, inflammation, and irritation. The aim of physiotherapy would be to address any underlying muscle issues and help retrain any muscle issues that might be contributing to your pain. If you think you have any of the signs or symptoms of endometriosis, I would really strongly encourage you to discuss them with your GP or with your gynecologist. It's very important that they are aware of your symptoms and that they're investigated to potentially rule out any other issues. If you have endometriosis, I would really strongly encourage you to find a great women's health physiotherapist working in your area, like those at Sydney Advanced Physiotherapy. If you would like to book in to see one of our women's health physios, you can do so via our website anytime on sydneyadvancedphysio.com.au. You can also contact the clinic 9416 4410.